by Joshua Pollack October 1, 2017. Last week's post on the geography of nuclear deterrence with 3 opponents got a fair bit of attention, aided by the signal boost from Patrick Tucker at defense1.com, who focused on the underappreciated problem of the entanglement of the ground-based mid-course defense, or GMD, with Russia's early warning network. My crude technique, drawing straight lines over an orthographic projection map to represent surface tracks of missiles, was probably good enough for most of the briefing, but it turns out that it falls a bit short for the GMD section. In particular, I described a hypothetical North Korean ICBM attack on a target on the west coast of the USA as requiring any heat and GMD engagement to occur over Russian airspace. But Twitter user David@Patida pointed out that, if rendered properly as a curve, not a line, a west coast strike would pass largely over the Pacific. About the ICBM routes in the slides: our ICBM trajectories not great circle routes, so no overflight issues for interceptor. pic.twitter.com/QQAE5GNKFR, David@Patida, September 29, 2017. So here's another try, using a better tool for this purpose, Google Earth, which draws grid circle paths on the surface of the globe. To start, here's a look at missile surface tracks in red from an arbitrary spot in North Korea Sunan Airport, since they've tested some missiles from there recently to the 4 targets of the March 2013 map of death: Honolulu, San Diego, Barksdale AFB, and Washington, D.C. Sure enough, the surface track to San Diego mostly stays out over the ocean, giving the interceptor base at Fort Greely, Alaska, good opportunities to engage it over water, flying out roughly in the direction of Vanuatu. That comes across more clearly in this view, which depicts my best estimates of interceptor flyout surface tracks drawn in yellow. Unfortunately, as we see here, this improved rendering doesn't resolve the overflight problem. It just shows it to be implicated in the defense of targets east of the Rockies, more or less. The defense of Barksdale AFB, if done with a heat-and shot as shown here, involves an engagement over the Russian Far East. The defense of Washington, D.C. involves an engagement over the Arctic Ocean, with interceptors flying out toward European Russia. Can this problem be resolved without drastic measures? Maybe. As George Lewis told Patrick Tucker, there are advantages to waiting for a tail chase shot. In that spirit, I've depicted late intercept attempts for Barksdale and D.C. Here now, we have a tail chase engagement over Canada, and a crossing engagement that involves flyout in the direction of the eastern Mediterranean. Nothing goes toward Russia, but there's a problem. Even if it's no great loss to give up on the earliest possible intercept attempts, a GMD system with interceptors in Alaska that abides by an overflight of Russia rule cannot defend itself from attack. There is no late intercept opportunity here, and once the interceptor base is disabled, it's game over. As it happens, Fort Greely lies almost under the track from Sunan to Barksdale, so you can easily see the problem. That brings me back the alternative I proposed earlier, putting interceptors into the ground at Fulab in Greenland. Not only is this a reasonable location for defending the east coast of the USA, but it's capable of protecting Fort Greely without overflight of Russia, and Fort Greely can return the favor, of course. So, long story short, yes, GMD as currently postured does have an overflight problem, just not for defending the west coast.